Y'all ever get that itch to run away from it all? Just pack a bag, hop in the car, and drive till the road runs out? Yeah, me neither. I'm too attached to my creature comforts. Hot showers, cell signal, pizza delivery. But for the real rugged individualists out there, the loners and the wanderers, there are some hidden gems tucked away across this fine country of ours. Little towns where neighbors are scarce and solitude stretches as far as the eye can see. Burgs so remote, you gotta stock up on supplies or risk getting stranded. Backwaters so sleepy the general store closes up early and cell phones turn into paperweights. Places where, if you listen close at night, you can almost hear the whisper of tumbleweeds drifting across the desert plain. So leave your old life behind and let your inner hermit off the leash. We're going spelunking into the hollows and hideaways of America's most secluded small towns. All aboard for Nowheresville. And we'll start with Nome, Alaska, the most isolated town in the lower 48. Alaskans don't do small talk. When the nearest neighbor is a 3-day sled ride away, idle chit-chat seems pointless. The town of Nome, if you can call it that, makes other secluded burgs look like NYC at rush hour. Here's the thing, getting there is half the battle. Want to visit Nome? Pack provisions for the 5-hour flight from Anchorage, the nearest big city. Or maybe take a leisurely 3-month dog sled trek across frozen tundra. Roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Nome's lone highway peters out 60 miles south of town. Nightlife? Not so much. Once you finally straggle into Nome, don't expect a hip nightlife scene. The bars close by 10 p.m. when the sun sets for months at a time. And by bars, I mean the 2 ramshackle saloons that pass for nightlife in these parts. If you'll time it right, you might catch the annual bathtub races where locals race junkyard jalopies down Front Street. Thrills and chills Nome style. Nome, Alaska. Come for the scenic isolation. Stay because your plane can't take off for 3 months. Roughing it was never so rough. But the locals wouldn't have it any other way in this outpost at the edge of the world. Now before you pack your mucklucks and book a flight on some rickety bush plane, here are a few things you should know about America's frozen armpit. First off, why does anyone live in Nome? I'll tell you why. Gold. Back in the late 1800s, some prospectors stumbled upon gold in the beach sands near Nome, kicking off a miniature gold rush. Most of the easy gold is long gone, but a few hardy souls still pan for gold flakes and nuggets in the summer. The rest of the year, they hunker down and try not to freeze to death. Getting to Nome is half the adventure. There are no roads in or out of town, so you'll have to fly or take a boat. Flying on one of the local airlines is like riding a roller coaster without a safety bar. The 90-minute flight from Anchorage bounces through the skies, giving you panoramic views of snow-capped peaks and the vast frozen tundra below. Just don't have a fear of small plains or heights. Once you land, don't expect a booming metropolis. Nome has only about 3,500 residents, most of whom are Inupiat Eskimos, and downtown consists of a few blocks with basic shops and restaurants. The social life revolves around drinking. It's a dry town, ironically. And whatever entertainment can be scraped together to ward off the long, dark winters. Summers are short but lively, with nearly 24 hours of daylight for enjoying outdoor activities under the midnight sun. So do you have what it takes to visit Nome, Alaska? If you're looking for an unusual adventure in a place unlike anywhere else, the rugged little town of Nome should be at the top of your list. Just bring a heavy parka and prepare to become acquainted with frostbite. After a trip to the edge of the world, everywhere else will seem downright balmy. Moving on now to Ely, Nevada. Ely's claim to fame is being home to one of Nevada's larger prisons. If watching Cops reruns is your idea of must-see TV, you'll feel right at home. Between the 24-hour surveillance and abundance of corrugated metal buildings, Ely has all the charm of Alcatraz, but without the beachfront view. On the bright side, the senior citizen population ensures an endless supply of butterscotch candies and lightly racist anecdotes to keep you entertained. Next up is Neah Bay, Washington. If you're looking to drop off the grid but can't quit cold turkey, Neah Bay might be your methadone. This Native American reservation in the Pacific Northwest has stunning natural scenery, but remains a 5-hour drive from anywhere you've heard of. The local economy depends on fishing, tourism, and selling authentic maca crafts to gullible visitors. Come for the whale watching. Stay because your car broke down on the pothole-riddled road out of town. Number 4 on my list is Utqiagvik, Alaska. Up here, Land of the Midnight Sun is code for desolate frozen wasteland where nighttime is but a distant memory. Utqiagvik's location above the Arctic Circle means months of darkness in winter and endless daylight in summer. The hardy locals, descended from Inuits, occupy themselves hunting whales, trapping and hoping in vain for rescue by dog sled. If you're keen to live in a place that makes Antarctica seem balmy by comparison, Utqiagvik may just be your personal El Dorado. Moving on to Angle Inlet, Minnesota. Angle Inlet's claim to fame is being the northernmost point of the lower 48 states. To reach this cartographic curiosity, you'll need to transit through Canada, which surrounds the inlet on 3 sides. The 60 or so inhabitants must enjoy geographic trivia, since there's little else going on. Unless you have a burning desire to yell USA, USA, while giving the finger to bemused Canadians, I can't recommend Angle Inlet as a vacation destination. Some places are remote by choice, others by accident of geography. Angle Inlet is the latter. And there you have it, folks. The most secluded towns in America, where the population is lower than the number of teeth in a chicken's mouth, and you're more likely to run into a family of raccoons on Main Street than actual people. If you're looking to get off the grid and away from the hustle and bustle of modern life, these tucked-away burgs are your ticket to total isolation. Just don't expect reliable Wi-Fi or even plumbing in some cases. But for those seeking solitude and sweatpants as daily attire, these glorified ghost towns are paradise. Just be sure to pack enough beef jerky and bug spray, and you'll fit right in with the locals, all 4 of them. So come join the party. We've been waiting for some fresh blood to liven things up around here.